Hello and welcome to this video about the content and lifecycle management capabilities of SVA Software's partner product, Orcharhino. This is the second video of a four-part series. In the first video, I shared about the patch management solution with Orcharhino. Be sure to check it out. In this video, I will share with you of how you can apply efficient and trusted technique to test Linux patches prior to installation, to have a controlled lifecycle process and consistent reproducible patching across lifecycle environments such as dev, test, and production, in order to prevent any changes or updates to be received from the upstream repositories, and to be able to easily comply with industry standards and regulations requirements. And I will share about the use case where you can easily apply errata to fix security issues as soon as possible through the lifecycle environment without having to do a full update to the latest versions that could cause issues to the critical business applications. Orcharhino is an orchestration and automation Linux management solution that supports many different Linux distributions that are Red Hat based and non-Red Hat based, as well as SUSE, and it also provides a way to consolidate and execute configuration and provision management. Next, I will share about how Orcharhino's capability of providing consistent content management across lifecycle environments can be executed. First of all, it provides a way to create a lifecycle path depicted here. For example, it could be a path that consists of a development, test, and production stages. And Orcharhino is able to provide this content management controlled process because it mirrors the upstream repositories. It keeps a copy and makes that available to the hosts from the Orcharhino server. And second, it has the capability to create a curated set of repositories, package versions, and filter content, and be able to freeze these states or create immutable states of this content to then be able to assign that to a specific environment, providing a consistent package version control across the lifecycle environment. This image depicts that once a content view is created and published, it creates a specific version. And these content view versions can then be assigned and promoted to different lifecycle environments. So this image depicts how a content view version or frozen state of content has been applied or assigned to the development state, and the hosts that are in the development group can receive this content. And after that's worked on, then this version can be promoted to the test environment. Once that is worked on and tested and it's ready, it can be promoted to the production environment. So the version 1 stays identical in every environment. No new updates are received from the upstream repository. And as package updates become available, then a new content view version can be published or created, and that's how new content can be then allowed to be part of those repositories. And those can then be frozen by creating a new content view version 2, such as depicted in the next image. This depicts how content view version has been moved to the test environment and a new content view version has been created and assigned to development, and so on. Now let's go to the Orcharhino UI so I can show you how to implement this. This is the Orcharhino UI. I'm going to go to all the hosts. We have different here distributions in the lab: Ubuntu, Alma Linux, Oracle, Rocky. I'm going to work with this Ubuntu 24. And we can see the details that this host is a production host. We can see the errata level here. So once this host is created, it is assigned to a lifecycle environment. So I'm going to now show you the lifecycle environment paths that I initially talked about. So Orcharhino offers this ability to create these paths, and I have two different paths. Each one has a development, test, and production. I'm going to work with this path, and I'm going to show you the content views. These are all of the content views that I've created, one for each operating system. And I'm going to go into the Ubuntu 24. This Ubuntu content view has 3 versions, version 3, 4, and 5. We can see that version 5 is assigned to development, version 4 to test, and 3 to production. We can see the number of errata here for each one, and the number of dev packages that are part of each version. I can show you how to promote a version from one lifecycle environment to the next, and this again gives you that capability to control the actual content need to be assigned to a specific lifecycle environment. Let's say that version 4 is already tested and is ready to be moved to production. So we're going to promote this one. And promote it to production. Okay, so version 4 has been promoted to production. Now version 4 is assigned to 2 lifecycle environments. So what we want to do now is be able to assign version 5 to test, because let's assume it's been worked on and it needs to go to the test environment host, and then we're going to do that. All right, now version 5 is pointing to the test host, and now we need to create or publish a new version so that it can be worked on by development. And so this allows for new updates to bucket versions so that the development host can obtain those. So let's do that. Publish a new version. So I'm just going to do, let's say, July 26 as a description. So once it's created, it automatically goes into library, which is a default environment, but I want to promote it to development. Okay, it's finished publishing. So let's go back to the versions. So you'll see that now there is a new version, version 8. I promoted it to the development. And the reason that it skipped 2 versions is because I had been working in the lab earlier and I was promoting and creating new content view versions. And then I decided to delete ones that were not being used. Therefore, now it assigned and it skipped to version 8. We can see that this is the latest version. So you can see the latest version is always assigned to development so that it's worked on. And then the oldest version is assigned to production. This is the flow of managing the content. So now I'm going to show you the use case where, let's say there is a fix for a security issue. And you just want to apply the security fix. You can do that even though the new security fix is not part of the package updates that are available in that content view frozen state. And you can apply that through the lifecycle environment process setup that you have here. So let's go to the errata list and we can look for the specific errata ID and apply it. And here it gives me the 2 hosts that this errata applies to, and I can execute it. So this is where Orcharhino allows you to create a content view version, so a minor version, to be able to execute this errata outside of the content view version that it's assigned to a specific host at that time. I can also choose here to apply errata to content host immediately after this new minor content view version is created. Again, this is an incremental update. So it's going through the process. Okay, the incremental has been updated. Let's go back to the content view list so we can see what's going on here. A minor version, version 4.1, has been created in order to allow for that a new errata and the packages updates that are necessary to fix the security issue are made available to the production host. Okay, so the production host now has received that fix because I selected to apply that update. It automatically added a description for the errata that was applied right here. Now there are 4 additional package versions that are part of this subset of content that will fix the security issue on the production hosts. Let's say that you want to be able to revert back to the previous lifecycle environment in the path. You can do that easily. If those patches have not been applied yet, you can immediately revert it. So you can revert, for example, version 5 back to development. It's saying here it's out of the development powder, but you can revert it back. Thank you for watching. And if you want to try Orcharhino in your environment, you can contact us at svasoftware.com/Orcharhino. And don't forget to watch our next video about managing compliance